So we are going to start Ready Player One. Uh, here's the novel by Ernest Cline. It's a very recent novel. It was published in 2012. Just some background. It is a dystopian novel, which means it is futuristic. So because it's set in 2044, it's kind of anticipating the technology that's going to come out in the future. And you will kind of see how the narrator's life is dominated by this technology. And it's important to know that the technological conversations we're going to be having, they kind of surround video games, social media, in the presence of the internet, and the internet or the information on the internet kind of will transform what we know about the story. It's actually set in Columbus, and it's surrounded based on this game called Oasis. It's like a virtual reality game created by James Holiday. So you're going to read chapter 0 and chapter 1 today. Um, and James Holiday, he's the creator. We find out he passes away, and he's going to leave Oasis to uh, the world. And basically, what he's going to say is whoever can beat the game, um, you can have my entire fortune. And I leave the rest of these characters or people blank because we don't meet them yet. The other person that we have is Wade Watts, Wade Owen Watts, or Parzival. That's his like character name. We find out that he is the only child of two refugee teenagers, and they both unfortunately pass away. He lives in a trailer park with his aunt and 15 other people in Columbus, Ohio. Um, and his father passes away, and earlier in chapter 1, not to spoil anything, but his mother works two full-time jobs for Oasis, one as a telemarketer and one as an escort. So he kind of uses Oasis and the internet as an escape, just to kind of leave the harsh realities of his life, and he kind of lives kind of a rough life. But even though this is set in 2044, the issues brought up in the novel, despite being set in a futuristic world, they are still very real and true to our world today, even our city today. So, how is the internet, and more specifically video games, an escape for Wade? And these are some questions I want you to ask yourself. For homework tonight, after you read chapter 0 and chapter 1, I'm going to ask that you go onto YouTube, and he talks about and you can find your notes here. I leave notes for chapter 0 and chapter 1 if you're confused about anything. But for homework, I'm going to ask that you watch Family Ties on YouTube. It's an old 80s TV show, and you're going to notice there are a lot of references to 80s sitcoms, games, video games, songs, because James Holiday grew up in the 80s. So he leaves a lot of what are called Easter eggs. So if you've ever watched a movie and they have like an Easter egg, that's kind of what it is. So he's watches Family Ties, Wade does, and he kind of mentions that Family Ties is something that uh, he likes to watch because it feels like home to him. It feels like this is what family should be. So I want to talk about that with you on Monday. So they actually don't have full episodes, but they just have clips of the show. If you are able to watch a full episode, then do that. But I wasn't able to. So do that. I have a link here, and I'll post the PowerPoint, and we'll talk about it.